Welcome everybody, let's play Extreme Warfare Revenge, episode 5 we're on to now, and we are getting ready to book our first pay-per-view event, which, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm not even going to guess, I'm just going to look anyways, we are in May, so it is going to be that Under Siege event. It's actually not even a pay-per-view, it is a large event, so for those who don't know, you can have different levels of events, not just a pay-per-view. If you're not big enough, you can't hold a pay-per-view because they're expensive to hold, and you need to have a certain amount of image nationwide in order to get the buyers. So usually you will start off with small, medium, depending on what kind of promotion you are, but because we're starting with Impact, we're actually able to do large and pay-per-views, and I'd assume soon we're not even going to do large. We'll see how that pans out. Our 4 pay-per-views for this year's currently scheduled are Bound for Glory, Slammiversary 3, Rebellion, and Hard to Kill. We try to make it as close to the actual schedule of Impact Wrestling as possible. Matt Striker, Don Callis are on here as our commentators, only because if you ask Sophie, what's she say about D-Lo? Doesn't say anything. Alright, so usually they'll tell you whether they're good or not, but we got Callis. I'm going to use him because he's got a higher rating than D-Lo, and it just helps your events when you have good, charismatic people as your commentators, especially when you're using the wrestlers. So let's not waste any time. Let's get over to our main screen so you can see everything. Boom! There it is. Everything's seen. You can see that we've got our spreadsheet up, as always, letting you know what our feuds are. We can also see what our current roster is, which I consider full now because it takes up every single spot that we've got. Alright, so I don't even think you can see all the way. Yeah, you can. You can see Crystalander down there. We've got Xia Li. We've got a nice female roster going now, so let's just get moving on. Let's see what the mail is on Saturday. I don't know if this event is actually today. I think it actually is going to be a Saturday. Under Siege, it is. So we're going to do it on a Saturday. So this is it. Here we go. Let's do the Extreme Mail first, and then we'll get to it. Angel Garza is gone. Eva Marie is gone. Who cares? That I care about right there. Who are we getting rid of so I can sign Dexter Lumis? Personal favorite of mine. Let's bring him back to Impact. That's where the character started anyways, right? So we need roster. Who can we eliminate here? We can eliminate pretty much anyone that's on a open contract. A lot of these people are already involved in feuds. Joe Hendry could be an easy one to get rid of. What's Joe Hendry's stats like? That's the question. Because we got 3 guys that all start with the name Joe. So do we really need that many people? His charisma is 65. He's a 446 with an overness of... So a 446. Let's check what Dexter is. I am going to make him a heel just because it's a bit easier to create a stalker that way. 446. He is better in every way than Joe Hendry. So we are going to get rid of Joe Hendry. We're going to make Dexter Lumis take this spot. And he is going to get a written contract. So we are making him a heel now. Written. And 25, I think we'll just ensure that we get him. There we go. Bye-bye. Joe Hendry now. Joe Hendry right there. Contract. Terminate contract. Bye-bye. Done like that. There we go. So that's going to move Dexter up into this area here. where Susan and Tennille Dashwood are. I already did the organization beforehand. Let's get into the pay-per-view. We want to try to get every single wrestler involved in a match. So if the feud is not ending, we don't need it to be a one-on-one between the two people. We can do 4-on-4. We can do stuff like that to get everybody used. And that is exactly what we're going to do. I just want to make sure that I updated everything properly at the end of last week's stream. So we're just going to go over the stats one more time. We're at 1-1 there. Ace Austin, Josh Alexander, still 0-0. Okay, so that's good enough for my taste that we are where we need to be. Now, as you can see, with an event, you can do special stuff. You can do nothing, cost you nothing. But you can have special on-screen graphics, you can have a new look ring, have a spectacular pyro opening, have a big screen for this event. We're going to go with a new look ring. Remember, this is back when Ring of Honor was just starting. This game was created. So Ring of Honor having a screen at their event would have been a huge deal. Because they didn't always have, they just had music, and then they had an entranceway, and then a ring. But that's all we cared about back in the early 2000s for wrestling. So our number one feud is Kenny Omega, Bully Ray. The world title has to be defended. So I think we are going to do a match between the two, and we're going to have a dirty finish. Omega winning dirty. We could. Let me just check who we've got here that could also be. We could also do a four-way with Sammy and Tommy. I think that might actually be a good way to do it. Omega will get a dirty win. A four corners match. Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, Sammy Callahan, and Kenny Omega. There we go. Then you have to make sure the title is selected as being on the line. Kenny will win over Bully by cheating. Do we do it by interference with Callis, though? Let's do it. By interference, Don Callis. Because he is his manager, after all. There we go. So that uses up 4 people, 1 segment. There we go. As you can see, with large events, pay-per-views, whatever you want to call them, we get less segments. So we have 9 in total. We have the pre-show, and we've got that. If you have a show on the same day, like a TV show on the same day as your event, this pre-show match description will actually say the main event for that show. So like Heat was the main event of Heat before a pay-per-view. Okay, so we got those 4 done. Our next feud is Moose and James Storm. Can we get these guys teamed up with some people here? I thought it was Ken Anderson for a second. I'm like, why do we have Ken Anderson sign? But okay, so we got Moose. We've got James Storm. Who can we have James Storm team up with in this set? We got Eddie Kingston. So we could have Kingston and Storm with Cardona. And maybe even Willie Mack. We could do a nice 4-way here. Match 4-on-4. What are we allowed to get away with here? We can do a War Games if we wanted. We're not going to. We're just going to do a regular tag. We're going to do James Storm. We're going to put in Eddie Kingston. We're going to put in Matt Cardona. Who else do we want to put in? Willie Mack. No, Willie Mack and Rich Swann can team up, so we'll just put Eddie Edwards in this one as well. And then we've got Moose, Brian Myers. Let's put him in the match. We can get Joe Henning to come in for this one. And let's put Swinger in just for fun. There we go. Swinger. Swinger will take the loss in this. So, no title, obviously. We're going to have James Storm pin Johnny Swinger cleanly. Complete booking this segment. There we go. So that's 4 people booked up. Eddie and Cardona. Swinger. Myers. Henning. And Gallows. No, not Gallows. Where's Moose? There's Moose. There we go. So that's 4-on-4. Now we've got number 3 is Rhino and Heath. So what do we want to do here with Rhino and Heath? We could do a Violent by Design match, another 4-way here, 4-on-4. So we've got... Who do we have Violent by Design then? We've got Rhino, we've got Eric Young. Then all the way down here, I believe, there's Diener, and there's Doring. Okay, so maybe, what we'll do is Heath will team up with Decay. Heath and Decay is Black Taurus, and Crazy Steve is going to take on Rhino, Joe Doring, and Diener. Eric Young will be at their side, helping them win. So, Rhino over Heath. Because of Eric Young. Interference. Complete booking the segment. There we go. So that is 7 total booked. Eric Young, Rhino. Let's just, so that we can make sure we're getting everybody as much as possible booked. Black Taurus, Crazy Steve, and Heath. There we go. And we put it down because we have guys that are a bit lower down. So now we've got for the tag team title, we're going to put on a 4-way here. We're going to put in a few tag teams. Match. Do you think we should make it a ladder match? Let me know, guys know. Do you guys want a ladder match for this one? Might be an entertaining one. Get some good. Oh, we can't do a ladder match for that. Oh, I guess we can. TLC is technically a ladder match, isn't it? Alright, we'll just make it a TLC. Because it is 4 teams. So, we are going to have Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. We are going to have the tag team champions of Juice Robinson and David Finlay. Then we're going to have Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, and we need one more tag team, probably Rohit and Shira. Let's do that. Oops. Or do we want to do Austin and Fulton? No, because Ace Austin is in a feud, so we're going to be using him. This is going to have the titles on the line. Finjuice will come out with the win. They don't want to lose the match to them. So maybe we'll switch the titles and put them on the Good Brothers then. Since they are... Yeah, we'll do that. Just because they're under written contracts anyways and makes everybody happy. So, because as you guys look over here, Sabin and Shelley are both at around the 70 mark, where David Finlay and Juice Robinson are pretty low down on the list here, 49 and 59 respectively. So we are going to get the belts off of them now because, like I said, they're not under written contracts and that can hurt us down the road. There we go. So that's booked now. Next, we've got Ace Austin and Josh Alexander, X Division Championship match. So we've got a match. We'll make this a 4-way as well, just because it works. It gets as many people off. Let's make this one an elimination, though. Make Josh Alexander work for it. So Josh Alexander, and we'll put TJP in there. Yeah. TJP, Ace Austin, and Jordan Devlin. There we go. That should be a nice big match for the X Division Championship. Josh Alexander, Ace Austin will get first out, TJP, then Devlin. Just, in my head, I would book it so that Austin just gets out by Alexander, but you can't do it that specific in this game. So we do what we can just to make sure that everyone's getting booked and getting happy here. Cleanly. There we go. So that was 4 more people used. We've got Alexander, we've got TJP. As you can see, because they were so close together, that's why TJP doesn't care about losing that match. So then we had Ace Austin. Where are you? There you are. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. We've got some more people still to book here. We got the women to book. So we're on to 6, which is the first, the Women's Knockouts Championship. We can do one-on-one for that. And then in the next one, we'll have like a big War Games for the women match. Alright, singles. I guess we could have done a guest referee on that one. Who do we think we could do a guest referee? We'll leave it for that for now. We'll see what we can do here. So this is going to be ODB versus Diana Perazzo, not Diener, although those two have a history, remember? Former Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Oh no, that was Eric Young, not Diener. She was with Diener too, I think. I can't remember. Pretty sure ODB and Diener were together at some point in Impact history. Knockouts. There we go. Diana will win. Thank you to interference from Susan, because she's the higher up. And then we'll have... who's going to come in here? Okay. We'll use Jazz for the save. That way she gets used as well. Continue feud. Done. There we go. So Jazz and ODB are now used. Helps if I use the right letter. There we go. And we've got Susan and Diana. There we go. And now we're going to do a Lady War Games. No, we're not. We're going to do multiple tag teams. Elimination, I guess. Yeah, can't do anything else. So we are going to have the champs, which is Kiara, or what? I'm not sure how we have it in the game. I think we actually have Jordan and Rachel as the champs in here, but so let's do the faces first. Jordan, Grace, and Rachel Ellering. Will also Rosemary and Havoc. Let's do that. There we go. And Rosemary, just because they make sense as a team. And then we've got... do we have another women's feud going on? We do. We have 3 women's feuds. Okay, that's going to make things interesting. Okay. Rosemary will then take on Tennille. And Serena Deeb. No, Ginny. Let's give her and Ginny a tag team. There we go. And then we are going to have champs. Or, well, yeah, there's Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. There we go. Knockouts tag titles. And then we've got Power and Power going to win. Havoc, Tennille, Ginny, Fire and Flava. Okay, so they don't want to lose the match to them. Well, that's going to make things difficult then. Let's start over. So, we are going to do Rachel. As you can see, this is what happens sometimes. You gotta... these are the little I'm not even going to say the word. Intricacies. I think that's the word we're trying to say there. Power and Power. Then we're going to put Alicia and... Alicia and Chris. They are going to take on Tasha and Kiara. And then we will do maybe Tennille and Ginny. Let's see how this one works out. See if we can actually pull this one off. There we go. That one they let us do. Perfect. As you can see, sometimes you just got to work it. And we're still got a few people we need to get used here. So, to Neil. Usually we just do battle royals to fill the rest. So this is going to be... How many women do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so it looks like that's how we're going to do it. Kimber's going to get used in this match. You probably didn't want to do that because it doesn't make sense, but we're going to do it anyways. There we go, just a regular little tag team match. We're going to have Thunder Rosa teaming up with Rosemary, Jessica Havoc, and Zaya Lee. And then we got Killer Kelly, Serena Deeb, Kimberly, and Makito. Okay, so no title on the line. What are our stats looking for? Rosa and Killer Kelly. It's 1-1, so I'm going to give Rosa the clean win here. Just gives us a reason to have that. There we go. Cleanly. Boom. Now, as I said, we like to use the rest as a way to get everybody used. So, who do we have left? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people. So 3 ain't gonna get used. Alright. So we can do 5 on 5, but we're not going to. We're just going to do a special match. We can do a 10-man battle royal. I don't think they'll let you do 20 if you don't put in 20. Yeah, see, you won't be able to. No. Okay. Maybe we can just put some people in that have already wrestled. Let's do that, maybe. Let's just do that. Okay, so first, we're going to have Rich Swann. Let's clean up everybody here. Rich Swann. Ken Shamrock. We got Willie Mack. Willie Mack. Trey Miguel. Let's see how many we can fit in here. Then you guys can decide who's going to be the winner and get a title shot. Falaba. Brian Pillman Jr. going to be his debut. Maybe we'll just give him the win in this one anyways, just for fun. Because he's debuting in this one. Jake something. Then we've got Chris Bay. We've got Larry. We've got AC. Nate Dexter. Dexter Loomis. Then we've got Madman Fulton, who should have been used in a match, but we're going to put him in there anyways. Caleb with a K. And then what we'll do, since that's everybody that wasn't used, now we'll go down the bottom here and look at who we need to put in that had been used. So we can put in Black Taurus and Crazy Steve. We're going to put in Rohit. And we're going to put in Shira. We'll put in Eric Young. And who else can we put in here? Because Eric Young was just the manager, so that's why I put him in there. Let's see. Where are we? Diener. Put Diener in there. Yep. And then, might as well, last one, Joe Doring. There we go. Done. No title. Just in case you want to do that Royal Rumble booking. We're going to put Brian Pillman Jr. with Eric Young as the runner-up. Okay, so he doesn't. My Excuse me. Bless me. Alright, so Eric doesn't like that. Maybe then we'll give it to Willie. Let's see if he's okay with Willie Mack winning it. There we go. Okay, Willie Mack is the winner. Willie Mack will get a title shot on the next Impact. So, let's see what we got. That looks like everything. Everyone's booked. Now comes the fun part where we get to see just how good this works out. Alright, I'm just clearing off those, and here we go. Gonna take a second to process it. There we go. Shira David's new gimmick got a negative response. Great, thanks. That's not good news. Alright, so 57% match quality, 45% crowd reaction, and 51% overall rating. And 63% match quality, overall rating 57. Alright, the Impact Knockouts titles have gained an image from being defended. The Knockouts titles, sorry, not tag titles. We'll get to that one in a second. So we had a match quality of 70% for Heath Black Taurus, Crazy Steve, versus Violent by Design. Really interesting. I like it. The X Division title has gained an image. We got a match quality of 74% with those four. Great to see. The World Tag Team titles have gained an image. A match quality of 80 with that four-way. Even better. 70% overall rating, which is really nice to see. The Team Storm versus Team Moose got a 74% match quality, 68% overall rating. The World title has gained an image. We got an 81% match quality, 78% overall rating, crowd reaction 75%. Not a bad main event. 65% overall rating. We need to get that over 70 in my opinion. That's when we're starting to do good. We didn't get anyone change their overness from that. Bianca Belair got fired. Wow. Fucking wild. Another Filipino. We could have a whole Filipino stable going on now with Wild gone. All of Legado seems to be gone. Swerve gone. Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley, Wesley, Naomi, Frankie Monet, even though that's Frankie Money, not Monet. Alexander Wolf. So, matches real life. It's almost on the exact same day that he got fired in real life. MLW got a 0.6. CMLL got a 0.48. Triple H got a 0.71. We got attended by 2,659 people. We made $79,770 from ticket sales. Moose wants to be promoted. So, Moose. Going to be a main eventer now. He did gain, if you notice, 67. He was 64 on ours, so we're going to update that. Alter position up to make him a main eventer. And he's still happy with contract. We can't get him out of that open contract yet. Alright. He's happy now. I'm just going to do this real quick to get us back to where we were. Eddie Edwards needs to be put up the card. He is still 69 as we have there, so we are going to alter him up to the main event. There we go. So ODB and Deanna don't really work well together. That's not good. Okay. And that was all the previous ones. Okay, so we got an issue with one of our feuds there with that one. Let's see what we got going on for the rest. Let's check out our feuds now. We'll update our stats and see where we're at. So Bully and Kenny, did that change anything that match? It did. It gave Kenny a dirty win. So that's good. This one did not change anything. James Storm and Moose also did not get any change because of how we booked that. 1-1, still no change there, even though the Good Brothers are now the champs. Same thing, no change there. We'll change that all in a second. We got 3-0 for ODB and Dion Prazo. We got Faya and Flava, 3-2, still the same, okay. 2-1, though Thunder Rosa gets that one there. It gets a clean win, so now Killer Kelly has to get a cheap win on her, which we'll probably do on the next Impact. Let's see what we got moving forward here. Before I click on it, Every so often you will get a view incident. Sometimes they are injured, wrestlers get injured on house shows. Sometimes people are born again Christians, which changes their image. Sometimes they'll admit that they have a drug problem, and you can decide what's going to happen. Could also just be an attitude problem, so we can see what happens. Anyway, says now that he has a found religion and is a changed man, so that doesn't really affect us that much, except for it changes what we can do with him, his image. Okay, so, what I didn't check was the stats. 73, 73, 62, 62, 58 now. 49 and 52. So, nothing else changes there. Everything stays the same. Let's move forward. Let's look at our titles and see what we got going on here. You can always get a staff opinion. They're making good. She's a good knockouts champion. Kenny Omega. He's far too good. He'd give it to Tommy Dreamer instead, but we'll work on that. Good Brothers are now the tag team champions. That's the first title change we've done under our regime. Okay, so Good Brothers are now, which is good because they're under written contracts, and that's how we want it to be done. We want our champions under written contracts. So Chris Hero has agreed to an open contract with AAA. Doji has agreed to an open contract. Otto Carrillo has gone from WWE. Robert Stone has been fired. Beth Phoenix, Akira Tozawa, Billy Kay, Tony Nese, Ember Moon, Timothy Thatcher, Ruby Riott, Killian Dane, Kairi Sane, just a non-wrestler for them. And there's all their pay-per-views. Let's check our finances. See, now we're making a profit, but that's going to change at the end of the month. We'll see what that looks like at the end of the month for sure. I'm just going to keep moving forward until we get right up to Thursday, and then we'll call it a show at that point. Let's see what we've got here. So, Birch, Candice is gone. Cedric, Otis, Karrion Kross, Peyton Royce, Io Shirai, Mojo Rawley, Cameron Grimes. Wow. They are letting a lot of good people go here. We need people with superstar look. Those are always the things that you're going to want when you get to global level, when you start competing with people. Like, yeah, they're just clearing house here. Alright. So next, NWA Power. Brian Kendrick, Murphy, Apollo Crews, Tyler Breeze, Drew Gulak, Natalia, Fandango, Mickey James. I guess we didn't update this with all the releases that happened, but I thought we did. Okay, so we're at Thursday here, so next would be Pete Dunne got fired. Do we have room for Pete Dunne on this roster? Because he is a good pickup, if you ask me. But who would we get rid of if we wanted if we wanted Pete Dunne? Jake something could be a good one to get rid of, I think. But we need to have a lower card, too, so I don't know. We just hired Dexter. I'd rather not, unless we can do something about it. Drake. We could bring Drake back. I don't know. There's so many available here that we just... Who do you pick from? Where are we standing in the... Okay, so we're above Ring of Honor and NWA down here, MLW, they're all combined down here. We're number 5 behind CML, New Japan, AWWE. If you ask me, that's probably pretty accurate for the world as today. Well, although actually I don't agree with that. New Japan itself, yes. Pro Wrestling of America should be way down. Should be down there with Ring of Honor. Or National Wrestling Alliance even. Okay, so that looks good. That looks good. We're all cut up there. Let's just check our unhappy workers. Nobody's unhappy. This is a great way to just make sure that everything's set up. Everything looks good there. Writing staff. Nobody has debuted, or no one's left to debut. We've got everyone changed with their gimmicks are working fine. Scouting staff. Since all these are he is or she is, though, I don't care. It's that simple. I'm not going to hire any of those people. Especially when we got so many talented out there right now available for us. Okay, that looks like it. And that means it's going to be it for another day. We want to thank you guys all for joining us again for as we booked Impact Wrestling. We did our first pay-per-view. We'll be back next week. We should book at least 2 episodes of Impact next week if we can get it in. We won't have Dynamite tonight. I'm so sad, but we got lots going on. Check out the main page. Like, comment, follow, share, subscribe. Whatever you can do, it helps us out greatly. It's much appreciated. Join us next week as we do those, and we'll see you.